everybody, and in this gameplay I'm using a fusion rifle, which I suck at using. I'm the worst fusion rifle user ever, and I'm also using a non-upgraded thorn, which I really don't recommend, because without the damage over time thing that it has on it, it just frickin' sucks. But today I don't want to talk about the gameplay at all. I don't even want to talk about the game. I don't want to talk about games in general. I want to just talk to you guys. It's been a really long time since I just talked about a random topic, or I talked about news that's non-gaming related, or I just sat down and have a conversation with you guys. It's been a really long time, and I do love doing these because I feel like we kind of connect more, because although I'm not physically sitting here talking to any of you, I read all of the comments every time. I read every single comment, I read every single tweet, and being able to just sit and talk to you guys means a lot to me. I really enjoy doing it. So the over something topic for this video is depression. It's something that I want to talk about because it's something that has affected me for the majority of my life at this point. I've spent more of my life dealing with depression than not dealing with depression. So the reason that I want to talk about it is just to share my experiences with depression and try and share my understanding of how depression works after living with it for so long, and also hopefully for any of you guys out there that do suffer from depression or are just really low, or at a really low point in your life right now, that you can listen to this and it will hopefully help you, or at least feel like, oh, there's someone else like that felt the way that I feel right now. So I'm hoping that's what I can achieve from this video, and I just really wanted to sit down and talk to you guys because it's been a really long time. So I'm not gonna go into what happened in my life in order for me to be depressed or suffer from depression, because that's like a really long story, and it's just really long. And I'm sure at some point I will tell you guys the majority of stuff that happened to me, because I always want to try and help people, and I feel like sharing your experiences is a big part of helping people to really understand stuff. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to talk about depression as an illness, I guess. And for the longest time, I didn't think I was depressed. I just thought that I was sad because bad stuff was happening to me. You know, it's sad, but bad things just happen to me throughout my life, you know, and they seem to continuously happen. And it's only been in the past, I want to say 3 years or something like that it hasn't been a continuous stream of just negative things happening to me. Pretty much when I started YouTube. That's why YouTube is so important to me, because it's the one thing that happened that has been purely positive in my life, and negativity has not touched it. So that's why it means so incredibly much to me. So I didn't really understand that I suffer from depression. I only started really understanding it when things were going good in my life, and I would have moments where I was really sad and I'm like, nothing bad has happened though, so why am I feeling so low? Why am I feeling so down on myself? Why do I feel so insecure? Why do I feel like I'm not worth anything? Like, why do I have all of these negative emotions when nothing quote unquote bad has happened? And that's when I was like, you know, it's probably depression. It's probably because I've been through so much in my life that at this point, sometimes a cloud just comes over me and I can't get rid of it. It's just negative thoughts, and because nothing bad is happening in my life, my depression tries to attach things that are going on in my life and make them bad, and try and find something bad going on in my life, because my brain just cannot understand why I'm feeling so sad, because nothing's happened. So it like tries to look for things that are bad and trying to make them be like, oh, that's the reason why you're feeling so sad, where in actuality nothing has happened and there's no reason for you to be sad, no actual reason. It's just because you have depression. And I think that's what has been the biggest journey for me, was understanding the difference between being truly sad because of the facts that are happening in my life and being sad because I'm just going through a depression right now. And depression, for me at least, isn't something that continuously sticks with me. Like, I'm not struggling every single day against depression. It's something that comes along and I feel really sad and I can't get over it. I feel really down. I wake up and I'm like, why am I even alive? I know that sounds super emo, and I don't mean it to, because I don't wake up and think, oh, I want to kill myself. I'm not suicidal or anything like that, but I just wake up and I'm just not understanding the reason for like why I'm here. Like, why am I here? And yeah, so I go through those points. Like, it pops up every now and then and takes over my brain, and it's just this big giant cloud, and it just feels like I'm being swallowed by darkness, and I just can't get out. I can't see anything. I can't see clearly. My brain just cannot think logically. So that's what depression is for me. I'm not always depressed, just sometimes it comes along and I'm like, okay, I'm depressed, I'm feeling sad, nothing bad has happened, so clearly it's depression, and I have to differentiate between the two. Otherwise, depression will cling on to things that are good in my life and try and make them bad, which is really bad, and it's very destructive to let your brain do that. So I want to go over a few things that are completely normal when you are suffering from a bout of depression or whatever, or at least what's normal for me, what I have found to be normal when I'm going through depression. So the biggest thing, well, one of the biggest things is that I do wake up and I have this overwhelming feeling of, what's the point? And like I said earlier, it's not, oh, I'm gonna kill myself because I don't get it. It's just this overwhelming feeling of like, what's the point? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? That's completely normal. I experience that every time I wake up. When I am suffering from depression, I experience it every single day. And you just have to pick yourself up and do something that makes you happy to kind of get over that initial feeling. Another thing is enjoying being sad. Now, this was one that was really, really, really hard for me to come to terms with, because I want to be happy. I want to have a happy life, and I really do want that. Like, that's what I want. And it was very difficult for me to understand why I was having feelings of enjoying the sadness when I want to be happy and I want to not have to deal with depression ever again. I'm pretty sure that I'll have to deal with it at some point throughout my entire life, but I want to be happy. So if you are feeling really sad and you're enjoying it in some kind of way, you're enjoying crying, you're enjoying being alone, you're enjoying doing things that make you feel worse, don't feel bad about it. It's perfectly normal. For me, what I finally realized about me enjoying it is that me enjoying the sadness was part of me getting through the depression. So for me, it goes in stages. I feel really, really sad, and then I kind of embrace it. I just hug it, I embrace it. I'm like, what's up, depression? Let's do this. You're here? Okay. So I embrace it, and I feel the sadness. I listen to all the sad songs in the world. I read things that make me sad. I just make myself as sad as I can possibly be, so that I can fully feel all of those negative emotions that my brain apparently wants me to feel, and I can get them out of the way and then move forward. That's kind of how it works for me. I listen to stuff, music, or I watch movies or whatever, videos that make me feel really sad, and then I can kind of move forward and be happy. That's how it tends to work for me. So I think that's why my brain likes to be sad. It actually has a feeling of joy when I'm feeling sadness, or when something bad happens, I somewhat enjoy it. This sounds really sadistic, but I think that's why. Another reason why could just be because I felt sadness for most of my life, which again sounds really emo, and I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me, but that's just the way that my life has played out, and I accept it and I embrace it. It made me who I am today, and I'm grateful for everything bad that has happened, but that's just kind of how things have played out in my life. So it could be that my brain likes to feel sadness because my brain's just used to it. Like, that's the default emotion for my brain. So I notice that when I'm tired, when I get tired, or when I get sick, or when I'm just like, my brain can't really think, I automatically get really, 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 really low. Because I think that's the default setting, and the default emotion for my brain is just to be sad. And it's just something that you have to live with, you know? You have to laugh about it. Like, yeah, it's my default emotion. I don't know how to be happy. I have to actually try to be happy. My brain just defaults to being sad. You know, you have to embrace it, and you have to learn to do that, honestly. I think that embracing negative things is a huge part of moving forward and enabling yourself to live a happy and fulfilling life. So it may seem counterproductive to embrace something that you don't want to have, but I think that it's actually the exact opposite. That I think that it's more productive to embrace it than to consistently fight it and fight it and fight it. I think that it's way better to just be like, okay, I suffer from depression, and just fully understand your depression, understand what triggers it, understand when it's happening, so you don't attach the depression and the sadness to happy things that are going on in your life and you don't destroy them, because that's really bad. And just fully try to learn about your specific depression. And that's the only way that, in my opinion, you can get better in a natural and healthy way without going through medication and all that stuff. Obviously, if it's really bad, then you have to go down that route. But yeah, that's my experience of depression. I really hope that it helped you, or helped any of you out there, or at least made you feel like you're not alone in some of the emotions that you're feeling. So like I said, I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me. I'm not like crazy and suicidal. I don't want to die. I don't have a horrible life. My life is actually completely amazing right now. So yeah, I just wanted to share my experience of depression with you guys. So I want you all to know that I love you so much. YouTube, you guys mean the absolute world to me. You're the one thing that has come into my life and been positive for me and not let me down, not struck me in a negative way. Like, yeah, it means a hell of a lot. And I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.